So it's primary day in Wisconsin. The governor there, others tried to institute limitations so that people weren't risking their lives by going to vote. Social distancing, extending voter access, extending the deadline, et cetera. They were blocked by the state court, the federal court.
Yeah, and look at this video. I mean, this is what's taking place. This is at a polling location in Milwaukee just last hour. Look at that line, blocks and blocks and blocks long. The primary here was forced to press forward after a last-minute controversial Supreme Court decision. Omar Jimenez joins us there. I mean, the good for them, they're staying 6 feet apart, but just talk to us about what led up to this. It was a real push and an executive order, and then finally the Supreme Court said, no, this is going ahead.
It has been a chaotic week in regards to trying to get this election going. And for starters, that video that you just saw was literally a video that I took just walking this line behind me here at one of only 5 polling places here in Milwaukee. They typically have 180 polling places. But when you talk about how we got here, this started, at least policy-wise, last week. A federal court order extended the election day basically until April 13th. That is up until the amount of time that you could to count the actual ballot. So that was the beginning, at least on the legislative or on the legal side. Then yesterday, what we saw from the Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court, is that basically these ballots had to be postmarked by today to be counted before April 13th. So basically, if that absentee ballot is not postmarked by today, it won't count even if ballots are being counted by April 13th. And the reason that is so crucial is that we have seen over 1 million absentee ballots already requested here in Wisconsin. Thousands of those absentee ballots have been requested but won't be received in time, just partly because of the chaotic nature and the magnitude of requests by the time this election day is over, which means for those thousands of voters, they have to choose between whether they want to risk their health potentially and come out here and vote in person or not vote at all. And that's just on the absentee voting side. The politics side, there's a whole different side where the Democratic governor here, Tony Evers, wanted to delay this election. So he went to his Republican-led legislation in a special session over the weekend. They shot him down. So then yesterday, he issued an executive order delaying this election until June 9th, after which the Republican-led legislation immediately appealed to the state Supreme Court here, also Republican-led. They voted along party lines for the vote to continue, and now here we are with long lines at polling places, at least here in Milwaukee.